Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's edition of the 5D News. We are September 30th. How are you, Sophie?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm good. Still feeling the after effects of the Virgo eclipse. Very, very busy, but now I think we're also in the collective feeling the after effects of that eclipse. And this is where we're going to start because you just happened to tell me before we recorded the show that there might be a government shutdown in the US. So we're going to pull on that. But just before we talk about that, I wanted to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel here. We're almost at 17K, not yet. So we need your help to get there. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking this video. It's something free that you can do to support us. And also we are, of course, simulcasting here on our backup Rumble channel. So thank you for subscribing as well there. Okay, so let's start. Let's dive in right away. And as you know, we put new shows every Tuesdays, premiering at 7 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned every week and make sure you're subscribed to don't miss out on those shows. Okay, let's start with what you just sent to me. Which one is it? Okay, this one. Okay, so I'm not very aware because we just talked about it just before the show. So the US government might shut down at midnight. Here's what to know. And here they say the federal government is expected at midnight to run out of money, precipitating a shutdown unless lawmakers come together on Tuesday to resolve their differences. It says here, President Donald Trump and a bipartisan group of congressional leaders met at the White House on Monday afternoon to attempt to avoid the looming shutdown. So apparently, from my and your understanding, it means that government services and people and government workers could be stopped and prevented from working and receiving a salary as well. So
I think that there is going to be the army that are going to be expected to come and to be there, but not being paid. Let us know in the comments. We're not fully aware of everything, but from what I heard, some essential services from government are going to be expected to continue to work, but not being paid. That's what I heard.
Okay, so to me, it screams Virgo eclipse because Virgo is the sign of work and service. So, and we know that people are service workers could be interrupted from being able to provide those services if that happens. So let's start with the cards. Will this governmental shutdown in the US happen?
The answer is yes. That's what we have. And we have also the energy of the backstabber. I will read that card. It says, I will shock you beyond belief. So that means that there is going to be some news or something that is going to come out on top of yes. The answer is yes. That could be just the news of yes, it's truly going to shut down. That is going to be a shock, but I doubt it because a lot of people are expecting it by this point. I'm just going to take two cards.
So it says here, congressional Democrats are refusing to give Republicans the votes they need to pass a short-term funding agreement, demanding overhauls to Medicaid cuts and extensions to healthcare tax credits that Republicans don't want to touch. Okay.
Yes. So we have the Nine of Pentacles with the energy of I will shock you beyond belief. That's the card of the backstabber. And we have underneath the answer is yes. Non-agreement. So a lack of an agreement is there. Interesting.
Wow. The cards are pretty clear.
The cards are pretty clear. And I think that very soon there is going to be an agreement. So I don't think it's going to be like more than a month. But we do have this energy of not coming to the table with an agreement, and also the shock of Nine of Pentacles could be about independence, so not wanting to come together in agreement, so not wanting to cooperate, not wanting to find a compromise, a middle ground. How do you see this Nine of Pentacles?
Yeah, like every party wanting to stand their ground, and maybe also something because like the Virgo eclipse that we just had is about work, but also about health. And they're talking in the article about the parties not agreeing about Medicaid cuts. So could it be also that it's going to impact that, let's say, health insurance or health services that Medicaid provides? Um, can we pull cards about like what is it going to entail exactly this government shutdown if
Sure.
like the cards are saying seem like it's going to happen?
Karmic partners. That's the energy of Uranus. Then we have coming together. We have submission. We have the predator. We have ethics. We have stuck. Okay. So there's a big power game here with wanting the other side to come to a total submission by having a lot of, I would say, a lot of very unethical methods to get there, like removing, I would say, a lot of survival things for because this is about survival. This is about I'm going to be a menace, yes, but to your own survival. So let's get more on this. So we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Hangman, we have submission with a 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands reverse on that survival card that I show you. It was the card of Jaws. We have the Queen of Wands underneath ethics, and we have the King, not the King, we have the Knight of Sword underneath stuck. And this is a card that comes with this kind of justice balance right there. So the stuckness of finding a way to communicate. So there seems to be a very big power game. Okay, seems to be a very power game. So there is going to be a big pause, as we can see with the Hangman, before they can really find an agreement. And again, there is going to be a very big amount of services to the poor and a big amount of services to the middle class that is going to be stopped. It seems, have a train.
Have a confirmation by the universe that indeed what you are saying is true. Oh, it's fine. We don't hear it. Well, yeah. Okay, we do now. Okay, so I guess like the consequences are that are going to affect even more people, like you said, like from let's say a more let's say humble living. Okay, what will be the consequences of that government shutdown for the people listening in the US?
Okay, so we have. So we have the Ace of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Devil, and the 4 of Swords. I really think that this is going to be a lot about how do we want to provide services when it comes to health and mental health. So I'm not really aware of what is the root cause of this shutdown, but you mentioned Medicaid could be involved in this. So health and mental health seems to be very much there. So the fact that we have the High Priestess, it says that it's not going to just be the people who are affected by health and mental health in an obvious way that are going to be the only victim. It's going to be about everybody because it says that it's going to impact the future of the Medicare and everything that is around that. So maybe other services that we're not aware of. about health and mental health, but also during that moment, there may be also impact during that shutdown. There may be impact on mental health. So going to say that it could impact the people who are going to see their paycheck delayed or see their paycheck, and not to also we need to mention that this is amounts of money that are not going to go into the circulation. So this is amount of monies that are going to not be paid by the government, so that a lot of people are not going to have either paychecks or money to spend. And this is going to have an effect everywhere, ripple effect in economy and everywhere. Wow. So even if you're watching and you're not in the people who are benefiting right away from that first wave of people affected, what we're seeing is that it's going to affect in the longer run because of the health and mental health and the economy in general. But the main thing is, I would say, how we want to really set the help for mental health and health in the future for the country.
So it seems like it's like a big transformation of the healthcare system.
Yep.
Which seems like it's at the core of this tower moment here. Okay, so temporary. Can we know, like, on a more energetic level, on a soul level, why was this change needed for, let's say, the ascension of humanity? What role is it playing on a more energetic level?
So we have Ace of Pentacles, the world, very big energies, the Sun, and the Queen of Cups. We have also Eight of Cups and the Star reverse. So those are the cards for this question. I think it's where do we want to invest as a society? Is going to show up in this as a free will. This is a free will from your soul to really decide which way do we want to go about this, because this is going to have a lot of impact. Fertility is going to be impacted a lot by those decisions, as we can see here with the Sun card and the Queen of Cups. It's hard to just go with the soul because it's very much intertwined with our 3D realities.
Yeah.
But on the soul level, I think that it's about free will and about what kind of soul evolution you want to do in this life. And it says that this is a very big deal for soul evolution. This decision is a very big deal for the evolution of our soul. Let me ask why. Yeah, it's how do we evolve in this conflict? How do we honor our values? How do we stand for our values also? So this is part, I don't know if you guys remember, but recently, like maybe the last 2 weeks, we talked about a lot of the shows were about, we have this big decision of, do we go with the higher timeline or the lower timeline? And I feel that this is part of it, of this choice of the timeline. It's not just
like, how can people have a choice, a say in that, if that's like something that happens on the higher spheres of politics?
It seems to be just supportive with your energies, or having this inner, because of this card, it seems to be about how you are able to have this debate, even just with yourself, and to stand for your ground. Okay, I believe in this, and this is what I want, and to stay strong in that vibration.
And it's like we've talked a lot about how it's important to review, especially with the eclipses that just happen, like where you want to invest your money, your time, your energy, what really is going to be supportive of your life mission, of your values. And it seemed like this personal process has a ripple effect into the collective, from what I understand from the cards. So here the government is also being in that process, saying like, where do we want to allow this budget, or is it going to support human life and human ascension or not? So, okay, I think I get the point, but it seems like it's very important, because it's going to either support or not support our human lives and our physical vessels. Okay.
And it's not necessarily also about, again, we didn't do a full research on this. We go as blindly as possible with the cards, but it doesn't only, the answers is not only yes or no. It's never just black or white. It could be reviewed. It could be compromise. There's tons of others option than just saying yes or no. It could be something else also.
And I want to say too, now Saturn is retrograding back into Pisces for one last time. Saturn is laws, is governments. Pisces is health, pharmaceuticals, mental health, and the collective. So, and it's going to exit the sign of Pisces in February of next year. So I think this will all be like a big energy of review of that until maybe more setting the timeline for real in February of next year. Okay. I have another question here from the community. This is from Joe Lewis. So thank you, Joe. So they're asking about Erika Kirk, and I had a couple of questions for you guys on the community. So there's an article here about, so apparently because now she's put in charge of the, what is it again? Turning Point USA. She's now been appointed CEO, and you said in a past reading, well, the only reading that we did on Charlie Kirk, you said that there was a lot of money involved in this whole situation. So now she's been appointed CEO, and people have started to look back at what she did before. And apparently she was a multi-millionaire before marrying Charlie Kirk, and she had a couple of charities. And here this article is about how she had a charity named Romanian Angels, a ministry. And I'm going to let you guys read the title because I'm not going to say that here. But it says that it could have been a little bit murky. And Joe is saying here on the community, I just watched another tarot reader deep dive into Erika Kirk, and she looks to have a very murky past. Apparently, she had charitable organizations prior to marrying Charlie Kirk connected to Romania and missing children. I remember the card Sophie got when they asked about who was behind the assassination, and she got marriage cards. And you said it was closer to home. And then you said, oh, maybe not his partner, but someone very close.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have also deep dive on internet and many different networks, social media about that. And some people are like, and right after people verbalize their doubts again with the union with Erika, she was appointed CEO. So people were like, what's going on here? So, I forgot the question from that, but let's ask the cards. Was this Romanian Angel charity, was it working for the light or not?
No. Absolutely not.
Okay. Wow.
A very, very, very clear way. Girls.
Oh, wow. Was she aware of it? Was she working in this? I guess she was the owner, from what I understand. But like, was she aware of the fact that it was not working for the light?
So it says that she didn't have, even though she was the owner, maybe it says that she didn't have a hands-on kind of a job. We see the distance. So she probably had the overview, aware of not, it doesn't say yet. It says that she was happy as long as the money was coming in. And here we have judgment, justice, and the emperor with Charlie Kirk, and then we have his end. So I have to say that maybe I should have looked more at those cards of marriage last time, because she seems to be involved in some way.
Maybe indirectly even. Okay, so is she working for the light on a soul level?
Let's do a what is her energy feel? I didn't see that coming. Let's see her energy feel.
A lot of information has been revealed on many social media recently, and I was like, oh, okay. I was thinking back of what you pulled with the cards with closer to home, the marriage card, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at. I have 7 cards in front of me. I'm just going to show you 4 of them. This is a death card.
Yeah, obviously she's going through grief, so that would be normal. Okay, yeah. Okay. From what I was getting, like I was like, I think she's being used in order to maybe unknowingly or knowingly working for the shadows with whatever happened.
She's not working for the light.
She's
I can
not
tell you
working for
that.
the light. But is she aware of it now? Like, is she conscious about the fact that she's being used by, let's say, darker forces?
I would say no. This is very heavy on her energy. Let me just go another way, because I think first of all, there is a lot of protection around this. Let me go another way. I think we would like to see.
I'd like to know also on her soul contract level, like, is this part of her, let's say, her soul's plan to play that role, or is she going by free will right now and like being in the ego?
Okay. It's a sort of plan. It's a soul plan, that's for sure. It's not free will.
Okay.
That's very clear. Okay. I would like to see what was the reaction to the news of Charlie Kirk's passing. The card that flipped at the moment is a liar.
So she knew?
Maybe not. It could just be something very innocent. So far, it could be that she was trying to stay strong. So far, it's okay. Grief is there. Expecting income. Anger. Ghost. Unfinished business. Okay. It's not that horrible. So let me just see what cards go with grief and liar, and it will be good. Yeah, okay. So I think that she was probably just a pawn in this game.
Yeah, that's the feeling I have too.
But I think that she's been in the manipulation very, very long time already. So she's probably been in this kind of very influential, you don't have to must question, everybody is just about the money for a long time.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, this is this kind of stuff that you have to do in order to be in those spheres of money, power. And she's like, ma. Okay. Interesting. Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna have opinions about that. And here, because I want to honor also our amazing souls from down under. Carolyn is asking a question on the community. She says, hello, Julie and Sophie. Here in Australia, we have a prime minister called Anthony Albanese. Let's hope I'm pronouncing this right. And I just call him our Biden. All reports is he's wanting to cripple the country with taxes, laws, and suppress us even more. I'm not actually worried because I believe we are watching the movie play out. So she's asking as a question, will Albanese be replaced soon by a good guy, or do we have to wait for an election like in the US?
Okay.
So will he be replaced soon by someone better? And he does look like a dictator on that picture. I don't know nothing about this guy, but
I do see him more of a letting go of his title, weirdly enough. So far, I have surrendering and withdrawn. So that's
yeah.
already good. But let's see with the second rule, because sometimes they could say no withdrawn, never surrendering. So let's see.
A little bit like our beloved Carney here in Canada. You said also he would have to leave maybe the office at some point. Like he would not complete his mandate. Let's see for
That'd be
Albanese here.
okay. Yeah, he's not supposed to finish. He is not supposed to finish.
So he's going to step down, or the people are going to have their way?
We have the Six of Wands, the Six of Sword, the Emperor, and the Wheel of Fortune. So I think that he is going to try to find a way very eloquent so he doesn't lose face. His ego is not bruised to walk away.
Like a health issue or saying,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have the Devil. We do have the Recluse. So that means that he's going to take with him a lot of money when he goes. And I do see this is the part. I don't know this guy, so I'm just going to show you this. Maybe some of you are aware. So we have the card of one-sided, and we have the card of giving and receiving, and it says it's one-sided. So that could be that he is currently paying someone to stay in power, or that he is being very much paid and he's giving nothing back to the people. Both can be true also.
I'm pretty sure he's paid by the bigger Commonwealth organization to be a dictator.
Yeah, he has a lot of law on his side, so I don't know if he is a lawyer also. Some of them are, but it says that he knows how to play with the law a lot, and that it will come to his advantage when he leaves, because he will take some money and he will be protected, and he will have, it says, the fiesta.
And can we ask, like, will he be replaced by someone better for the country and for the people?
Oh, by the way, surrendering doesn't mean necessarily before the end of term. Now that I'm thinking about this, it could just be not wanting to come back. In that sense, it could be honorable, but he knows that he has to walk away. He knows, and he will.
Okay.
The person who will replace will be a big deception, I think, unfortunately. So we seem to be we seem to have hope for that person, and then it's switch and
disappointment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long will we have to wait for Australia to have, let's say, big changes in place to support humanity and the population there?
We have the Tower and Sun, so it does come up eventually. It's there. We can see it. It's just maybe it could take up to 8 years.
8 years.
It can, because we do have the number 8 with the strength. There is tons of things that are up to free will, unfortunately, because I have the Page of Wands as the very first card. That means that we need to do things differently. And for that, it's very unlikely. So it could take a few years, yes.
And also, like, correct me if I'm wrong, the two major arcana, you mentioned the Sun and the Tower? What was it? The Tower. To me, it's like also like big things karmically and collectively have to happen because it's tied with other things in order. So whenever major arcana come up, usually we cannot really be sure on a timeline because it depends on big karmic shifts.
So the Strength, the Tower, and the Sun.
Oh, wow. 3.
Yep.
3 major. So, okay. So it's tied to the big collective shift is what I'm getting also.
It is, but it could be the collective shift for that area only. So that could be a little bit sooner. But because we do have the destruction with the Tower, and we had the first card of the Page of Wands, something has to be changed drastically.
But 8 years is long when you consider that we're supposed to step into new earth. Okay. Maybe it's going to take a little longer in Australia. So hold on, everyone. From there, we love you. We're sending you all of our higher frequencies in order for you to succeed. Yeah, wow. Okay, so now let's go back to Canada for a question. So this is from Carolyn on the community. No, not Carolyn. The previous one was from Carolyn. The new one is from Stephanie. She says, "Hi, love your shows, ladies, and my amazing readings with Sophie." Thank you, Stephanie. So she's saying, my question today is about CARM, C-A-R-M in Canada, which I wasn't aware of. And I did some research today and was like, wow, okay. So it says CBSA, Assessment and Revenue Management. So basically it's an online portal for duties and taxes, custom fees. So it's a manager for commercial imported goods. So all of the small businesses that import physical products are supposed to register in that platform because there has been a lot of changes recently with duties and custom fees. So she says, I tried to apply last week and it is almost impossible to do it through their portal. Surprise. You can only get assistance by phone and it's next to impossible to get through. I checked in with a few friends and associates for help and apparently everyone is having great difficulty and many are giving up. UPS won't deliver without it now. And also, like, we have a strike with Canada Post, which, like last year, is not helping. She said, these are small businesses that I know about. I don't know if it happens for large businesses. On top of that, even with a CARM account, it is unpredictable as to whether or not your shipment will be allowed through. Okay, let's ask the card. What is going on there with CARM? She's asking, is CARM a scam? Will it disappear soon? But let's just start generally speaking. What is going on here? It says, I'd love for you and Sophie to explore this. Thank you. Oof. I don't like this reaction straight away.
That's not good. Public enemy. Competitor. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first row while I will take the cards for the second row. If you... Okay. We have the stork reverse. The stork is interesting because, yes, it could talk about pregnancy, but it's also delivery. And it's reverse. And then we have the men, we have competition. Okay, so let's take the second row. What do you see in those so far?
I'm not feeling great.
Yeah, me neither.
Especially with the holidays approaching. And last year, they really tried to sabotage all the small businesses here in Canada. And it was like we had to find very, very creative solutions to be able to ship to you guys from all over the world. It was a headache. And this year seems like it's re-happening all over again, but worse with the new customs fees.
Yeah. So it is absolutely about controlling the people. It is absolutely about a punishment of some kind.
For the small businesses, the entrepreneurs, because they're outside the system and they cannot be controlled.
That's it. It is supposed to accelerate the awakening of the population.
Whoa.
I have those cards, so I say it. It is supposed to protect those who are kissing the ring. Then we have the stork reverse, which is the delivery, and we have the big businesses. So it's basically saying that they are wanting to be an enemy of the smaller people, the smaller
Independent businesses.
yeah, but it's more than this because it seems to be not just about businesses, but also you're going to have a harder time to it seems to be bigger. So I don't know if they're going to be blocking also just gifts or communication of some kind. I don't know, but there is something also outside of businesses that is blocked through it. And all of it because we have public enemy. Let me take one more with this. We have the moon. Yeah. So it's to make you feel like you're not in control in your own home, in your own place, in your own land. Then we have the competition. And one of the cards on the competition is this card of blockage with the 7 of Wands. It is intentional that yes, there is some options, but it says that the options are not really going to be working out. So it's like they are saying, well, there's other option, but in fact there is none that is really doing this. So it's the total control, basically.
Okay. And second question from Stephanie is Calm, like this online portal, supposed to simplify entrepreneurs' lives? Is Calm a scam? What's going to happen with that website?
I think it is in a sense because at first it was supposed to accelerate the processing, was supposed to be super fast and really efficient. And then we have the slowest card of the deck. So we have the fastest at first, and then we go for the slowest, and we have complication. So it's almost like we are making it sounds really good while people are going in there, and maybe it's going to make mandatory or something about this is going to just be made the only option or something like that, where once people are trapped, basically, they are going to have more worries and they are going to have to depend on it. So the ups and downs of prices, maybe the ups and downs of delays. So there is this this dependence.
And they made all basically all dependent on Canada Post for a long time. I know I was using Shopify, and they had like this agreement almost only with Canada Post in Canada to deliver internationally. And I'm sorry, effed off over last year because we couldn't ship with Canada Post. So that was like hell. Okay, she's asking last question on this. Will it disappear soon? This Calm portal, because you had the 2 of Pentacles to finish the reading. Yeah. How do you see that?
I think yes. I think that yes, eventually, yes. But I think they're going to invest more money in it first, because I think that 4 of Pentacles is, yes, they acknowledge that it's slow, that it's buggy, that it's complicated. But in the same time, we do have the fact that they invested money in it. So they're trying to save it. They're trying to resolve it. I don't see a quick resolution with this one. 6 months to a year or more could be around that. Yeah.
Okay, quickly, how can small businesses thrive during, let's say, the end of this year in the holiday period? What can they do in order to stay afloat and to surmount all the obstacles? Move elsewhere?
Yeah, it's like new kind of services. This is not really good. New kinds of services could be using your community a lot. It seems to be trying to be pushing people to go outside of their comfort zone a lot and to think outside of the box. But there is something about going for either new services or other countries or
having a warehouse international. Wow.
But small businesses are not always able to do that. So this is,
Or just having, I guess, third parties and
yeah.
working with other people that are going to help you solve this.
Otherwise, it could be that you're deciding, I'm done with Canada, which I'm hearing more and more in the consultation.
Okay. Well, hope Stephanie answers. And I know we got a lot of entrepreneurs here listening to us, small businesses. So sending you all my love. I know what you guys are feeling. I'm in it too. And let's hope things are going to get better soon. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the Earth and the stars, because we have an upcoming Aries full moon on the 6th. And I want to know what's going on here. And we have a lot of your also questions on the community. And just before we do so, I wanted to remind everybody here that we have this amazing workshop from Sophie, and we have a special 50% off discount that is for a limited time only until this Sunday, until October 5th. So do make sure you take advantage of it before. It is really affordable for the quantity of documentation that Sophie has put together. Sophie, can you let us know for who this workshop is and what's the value they can get out of it?
So we talked a lot about this workshop and different things that are going to be beneficial. If you watch every week, I'm not going to repeat myself, but also what you may not know about it is that I am in the first section of this workshop. I am helping you to remove any kind of blockages that are stopping you from finding your mission in life. And that is coming in a sense of working on your energies on a not tangible. Do we have any layers are preventing us from this life or others, or even your ancestry or your childhood that can really be removed to help you to move forward in your life. So what have been against you basically in finding your mission, but also about having anything that you really want in life. And the next parts are about how to protect and how to keep your energy very high.
And I want to say too that we have a Venus South Node conjunction very soon on the 4th of October. So this week. So the whole week is like the perfect week to do some cord cutting regarding Venusian themes, especially. So relationships, love, money, any kind of blockages or vows that we made in other lives or in the past of this life, any traumas related to our relationship with money, to love, to other people. And also this conjunction is happening in the sign of Virgo, so connected to health and work. So we are all transmuting a lot of those themes. And if you feel called to do some releasing work, like this workshop is ideal, and especially for the week where we have this conjunction. So do make sure you take advantage of that. The link is down below. And don't forget your code is PROTECT to get 50% off. Okay, let's talk about, as I said, the Earth and the stars. And let's look at that video that I found on Instagram. So apparently this was filmed in Chicago, and there are 2 moons, and one flickers at some point and is on the other side. So it says here, double moon glitch. Chicago residents were left speechless after spotting 2 moons in the night sky, and one of them reportedly flickered like a hologram. So let's ask the cards. Was this an optical illusion, or is one of the 2 moons a hologram?
It says I will help you see things differently. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, healing and union. Interesting.
And it says here, is this a glitch in the Matrix? Government experiment? Project Blue Beam? Question marks?
We have 5 of Cups, Page of Pentacles reverse, the Magician reverse, Ace of Swords reverse, the Lovers, and Hierophant. There's something that is not true about this. So it's either a very big illusion or the video is not true. What we have is it's an illusion. So I would say there was not two moons in the sky at that moment. So again, maybe just a false video, or it is about it is a reflection or something. Or when we have that, for me, this is not like it's saying, yeah, something has been revealed, you're seeing right for the first time, or finally you're. For me, those two reverse are indication of.
But is it like perpetrated, this illusion, is it perpetrated by, let's say, the government or technology, or is it like just an optical illusion? Like, are the people not seeing clearly, or the video is false, for example?
I would say the video is false.
The video is false. Okay.
Three of Pentacles working on something, and the Nine of Wands, Justice. For me, this is not something that is real. Again, not saying that there is not two, or not saying that this is not a hologram, but I think that we have to be mindful of there is a lot.
And especially with AI now, like, you never know what you're looking at. Like, there's so much fake stuff everywhere. This is driving me insane.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. So as I said, on the 4th of October, so this Saturday, we're going to have this conjunction come to an exact conjunction, which is Venus and the South Node coming together in the sign of Virgo at 18 degrees. So of course, if you have placements near 18 degree of Virgo, you're going to be personally, let's say, affected by that. But Venus and the South Node conjunct together is like a spiritual alignment in order to help us remove and transform some energy from something that is connected either to work, to money. And now we have this big government shutdown, which is like relocating all this budget and this money and people not agreeing on it. It could be a loss of money. It could be a loss of funding, of revenues. It could deal with relationship, with health, with work. What can the cards tell us as far as what is this conjunction? And of course, we're already in the orb of influence. We're already feeling it, but it's going to come to an exact conjunction on the 4th. So what is this conjunction going to manifest in our reality?
Okay. So far we have a lot of inspiration. So far we have a lot of creativity that is going to be coming up to the surface. We have the card of inspiration. We have the card of King Kong, which is aggressivity, and we have it being revealed. So I think that a lot of businesses can be created. A lot of fertility could be present at that moment. Fertility for children, but also fertility for creation of any type. There's a lot of this creation, creativity, fertility energy in the air.
And, you know, like, it's interesting because the South Node has this spiritual influence also of memories from past lives. So maybe we're tapping into like even more of the collective unconscious in our past lives. And that could, especially for spiritual stuff, it could be very, very positive.
Yeah. Absolutely, because the inspiration, we have the star that goes with it. So it's divine inspiration. Again, if you are in your mission, whatever that is, a hobby or just a part of your personality or your job or whatever it is, you're going to feel that divine inspiration. And I feel like at that moment, the highest vibration are going to be present. I don't think that the lower vibration are going to be present on those days. The lower vibration are not going to have a space in those days. It is going to be all about expressing yourself through creativity, expressing yourself through what you want to create. There could be a lot of resistance. If you're not in your mission, you're going to feel it in your body. If there is something wrong, you're not in the right place, the right relationship, the right partnership, the right, if you're spending too much time outside of your mission, or if you're not in it completely or against it, you're going to feel it very much bubbling to the surface, and you're going to feel like, oh, I have inspiration. You could ask during your sleep, what am I supposed to be doing? Where am I supposed to go? But there is going to be a divine alignment towards your mission, and it's going to be very easy to see what is and what isn't. So do your preparation again. If you did that course that I just did, and this is going to help you to really have a clear path on what is not, by removing what is blocking it. But people should feel it intensely in those moments.
Okay, so removing and helping us like shift basically into more of what's made for us basically. And it's interesting because 2 days after, we're going to have a full moon in the sign of Aries, which has a lot of energy because Aries is a fire sign. So the full moon is going to be in a fire sign. And at the same time, we have a square between Mercury and Pluto, so adding to the emotional intensity of it. What can we, let's say, what will we as a collective manifest into our reality with this full moon in Aries on October 6th?
Okay. The energy of full moon in Aries.
And of course, Aries is connected to conflict, to wars. So there could be, like we talked about, this government shutdown and parties not agreeing. So there could be more, let's say, fuel to the fire, if I can say. But let's see what the cards have to say.
So I want you to know that there may be a lot of paranoia also in this. I don't know, where is Neptune situated in this conflict? Do you know?
Yeah, in Pisces, if I'm not mistaken, let me check. But also because Mercury rules our thoughts, and we have a square between Mercury and Pluto. So these are very mental planets, and yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so we do have a lot of paranoia, and yeah, I just picked up the deck, and we have anxiety.
Neptune is at 0 degree of Aries, sorry.
Ah.
So in the sign of Aries as well.
So how do you see it?
With Neptune?
Yeah.
Well, that it's very emphasized, and but I see more like the square for the full moon, adding more fuel to this fire.
Mm-hmm. The Tower is there. The card of marriage is there. Suspicion is there. Addiction is there. Ascension, the Devil. Okay. I want to say we have been in a very big year of removing everything that is lower frequency. And this is no exception. If you are not aligned with your mission, this is going to be very, very profound for you, because you're going to have to lose things on the way that are in your way of finding your mission. So the first card that we have for this Aries, is it a full moon, you said?
Full moon, yes.
We have you cannot take it with you, and we have the attachment, which is a Devil card. I think that a lot of you are going to have to rebuild something, and you are going to have to let go of something major in your life. So if you are, I'm saying that again, if you're on your mission, you're going to probably like that moment. It's going to be a push. It's going to be very much just things are finally moving forwards, and things are being transformed in a good way. But anywhere that the work hasn't been done, anywhere that you have been held back, anywhere that you had dependence or any type of stuck emotions, dependence, addictions, whatever, you're going to see that universe is going to try to remove them cold turkey at once. And that's probably the Neptune 0 degree Aries, because Neptune is, I think it's ruling those type of addiction merging energies. It's going to be very, very tough. Another sense also, we're going to see that you're going to be asked to take care of yourself way more during that new moon. You're going to, so there is a big detachment of the toxic, very, very big detachment of it. And there is going to be a big ask for you to step up in how you take care of yourself with your inner dialogue, with how you take care of your day-to-day, of your needs. And there's also some people that could meet the one romantically during that time. Weirdly enough, it shows up.
Yeah, that makes sense because we're in Libra season. So the sun is in the opposite, which is the sign of relationships, partnerships. So that makes sense.
Okay. So depending on where you are in your journey, what I'm saying is that it is going to be a step in the right direction, whatever happens for you. But for some, it's going to feel like it's negative and very tough, but it's still positive at the end. It's still to engage you on taking more care of you, on things that are going to be better for you on the long term. And if you're already on that path, it's going to ask you, how can you be more active in your ascension? How can you be more active in your evolution? But again, last thing I want to say, I'll go back on the first thing I said, be careful about paranoia, because there could be a lot of illusions on what others are saying or thinking or doing, and we cannot act on it. So the cards are saying, if you want to do anything, it's to take care of yourself. That's it.
And just be aware, because Mercury is at 0 degree of Scorpio. So that's very much the energy of paranoia. Square Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio in Aquarius. So the thoughts and like going on tangents and assumptions and paranoia, as you said, Lou, I think. Okay. And I think one of the antidote is probably doing something for your physical body, exercise, because it's in the sign of Aries.
Eating well.
Yeah, taking care of yourself, but also being active, because we have a lot of energy, and it can also transform into a surge of emotional energy and paranoia. So get out of the head, more into the body. Okay, now let's talk about this one. And it was sent to me by Joe on the community. So thank you, Joe. Apparently, Trump retweeted on the Truth Socials an AI video made about MedBeds, and then it was deleted, I think, the next day. So apparently the video, it says here, the video itself, an AI creation, was deleted from Trump's feed by Sunday morning. And it, the president's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, anchors a fake Fox News segment promoting a new Trump administration healthcare plan she says will result in Medbed hospitals and national Medbed card for every citizen. So apparently every American will soon receive their own Medbed card, an AI generated Trump says in the video. Blah, blah, blah. So let's ask. Let's ask. Okay, let's start with the MedBeds. Where are we on these questions? Are they about to be rolled out to the public soon? I know we've pulled on this subject many times in the past, but we never know, because we just had eclipses in the health axis. So maybe we are on a different timeline.
So far it looks good. So let's see with the tarot cards. And then we have pause and stop and block. Okay. So we know that this is a project that already exists, that is being transformed into something that people of all shape, age, or whatever can use. I'm saying this because it's apparently worked on for children as well, so maybe even in utero. So there is work on it, but we do have that it is not coming out from a perspective of on the market right now. Okay, so we have business, we have finance. Let me just pause because of the train.
It's good. You can continue.
So yeah, so we have the pause. Yeah, we have the pause because of this change of the death card. So people don't want it. Some people don't want it.
Of
And
course.
yeah,
The pharmaceutical industry, I'm guessing,
well, yes, but
and
it's
more.
look at this. So we have a death card and we have Ace of Cup, the Empress, and the Four of
I feel
Wands.
like it lengthens our life expectancy from the cards that you just showed.
It does, but also there is a huge. It turns around fertility for women and
Okay.
how many people do we want on Earth, and it turns around that too. So, it's being blocked for sure at the moment. It already exists. There, it's being worked on. And in the future, what do we have? We have three different paths about the med beds. So where are we in this? I mean, we know it's being blocked. We know it exists. And we know we don't have access to it at the moment. So in the future, it's going to be again it's going to change a lot because it is going to be free will. We have the Seven of Cups when I ask about this. We have the three different paths on that card of crossroads when it comes to the med beds. It exists. Is it going to be coming out in the next few months? No.
Okay, I'm thinking in terms of astrology at the end of the eclipses or at the end of, okay, let me be clear with what I'm thinking. Next year, mid 2026, at the end of July of 2026, the nodes are going to exit the sign of Virgo and Pisces, which is the health axis. So we know that we're under like a huge transformation process with our health, and namely what we just talked about with the government shutdown being focused on a lot of the healthcare topics. We had a lot of announcements with Trump, RFK Jr. recently about autism, about Tylenol, about what's not. So I'm thinking at the end of this big transition of announcements, of developments regarding health, maybe there's going to be something that pops out regarding MedBed. So let's look at what's going to happen with MedBeds, let's say at the end of 2026.
Okay. We have good and bad. So we'll see with the second row. So far we have the card that indicate I could be everywhere. We have then train wreck. Sorry, we have purge. It is a train wreck so far. So let's see.
Because like it's such like a big innovation that could really completely terminate the evil's plan with humanity, because their plan is to lower our population, to make sure that we're poisoned with every single thing that we're consuming, and that instead of healing, we get addicted to pharmaceuticals, and that shorten our expectancy. So if we think about like how MedBeds would counteract all of that evil plan, this is a huge topic.
Yep.
So like, let's say if we have MedBeds on Earth, it's also saying that we don't have any more bad people in control, right?
Next year is going to be the big battle for it. Next year
for the life in the humanity, or for MedBed? Okay.
I think it could be the same.
The same.
But let me just show you one portion of the cards that I have, because that's really interesting how there is going to be a lot of people trying to remove it completely and forever. So we have Purge, Death card, Secret.
Whoa.
And this is all of that is written about it. Oh. And we have the Ten of Swords.
So this is going to be like the nerf de la guerre, like the the
eye
focus
of the needle. Yeah.
The eye of the needle. Yeah.
The tornado.
The tornado. Oh, okay. The eye.
I don't know. We have different expressions.
Yeah, but like this is like such a huge deal that it's going to change,
Yeah.
of course, the timeline for humanity.
Yeah. So it makes me believe that many civilization has achieved that kind of place in the past and it has been completely erased. Just think about the how is it called?
Atlantis,
No, the all of the knowledge from the past civilization was
Akasha,
burned,
Akash,
that was burned in a fire, in a big fire.
the library, Alexandria.
Yeah. It makes me think that they're going to try to erase all of the knowledge from it and to put it in a place where everybody has forgotten about it because of this card. So it's almost like I'm going to use another kind of piece of knowledge that is weird. You know, in Men in Black, when they do it, erase your memory, it's kind of like this. So there's a part of people that are going to try to erase that from the consciousness completely and from anywhere that we can find it ever again. And there's another part that will try to make it so that we are having access to it.
Like a public, what is it again? Brevet. I'm having a brain fart. But the patent, like a public patent, in order for this information to be public.
Yeah. So there's going to be a big battle about it next year.
So next year. So it's okay. Wow. Right when we're going to have almost the last eclipses of Virgo and Pisces, which makes sense because it's going to be a battle for health, but not only health, but like survival of humanity, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And like last question, and not last question, last before my last. What can we do in order to push towards, let's say, the best path regarding MedBeds for their availability to the public for next year?
Eight of Swords, there is not a lot that we can do. High Priestess and Eight of Swords. We cannot do a lot. So at least
energetically speaking, like
yeah. Eight of Swords and High Priestess will be about, we have extremely limited ways of impacting this, except of course with your energy. So if you do manifestation, put it on your vision board, put it in your prayers, put it in your gratitude journal, and put it in a way that is already there. So I'm extremely grateful for access for Medbed.
Okay. I love that. And like I'm really surprised and positively surprised because the last times that we've pulled on this topic, you said like we were so far away from having that like tangibly in our reality that now it's like, okay, it's almost there, but there's like a huge battle for that. Okay. And let's go back. Last question is, let's go back to Joe's original question, where has been this video retweeted on Trump's account and then deleted the next day. So why would that happen? Like, what would he post this and then remove it?
We have the snake singing in the rain, fear, anxiety, teamwork, off-world. He didn't put it himself. Somebody else put it in there without his approval.
Okay.
And it's not something he can share. So I'm just going to put those two. Maybe I can.
So is it like they didn't want the bad off-worlder to be aware of the plan?
I would say reptilians got scared that it would be public information.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like part of the plan. This, from what I understand, this video is correct, that it's part of their plan, but like it was a problem to express that publicly because it's like you're giving your strategy, your war strategy, to the other side, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Woo! We went a little bit long, but I thought it was so important and interesting. And wow, let us know in the comments what you think, but I am personally mind blown. Very, very much mind blown. And we're going to end with this. Sophie, can you let us know what you have here for our amazing community and public members?
Yes, so we do have 3 types of readings available for you guys with a 10% coupon code that is Jupiter. So we had the 30 minutes pre-record. You send me your question and I send you a video with the answers. You get to rewatch it as much as you want. And you have the 1 hour tarot reading and the 1 hour past life reading. For the tarot reading, the 30 minutes, you can also ask for past life or medical intuitive or whatever you want.
Awesome. And for all of those 3 options, don't forget your discount code, which is Jupiter, for 10% off your next reading. And lastly, this is our schedule for this week, which I'm posting every Monday on the community and on YouTube on the posts here. I'll put up an astrology video, especially about the Aries full moon, which seems to be very intense in energy. So we'll dive into it. And yeah, that's it. So let us know if you like the show in the comments below. Do make sure you like, you share, you subscribe. We thank you for your support, your love, your beautiful energy, and have an amazing week, everyone. And we'll see you very soon. Bye.